Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with the message for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general message, so whatever I see is what I'm going to read, but it's typically going to be about your relationship with something or someone in particular. Ooh, all right. All right, Spirit, benevolent ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides, those that come to us in and through unconditional love only. What are the messages that you have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements at this time? What do they need to know, see, and be aware of from the time they view this video and moving forward? I hope you guys have been well. If this is your first time watching one of my readings, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become an official Sunflower. It's totally free. And for all of my returning Sunflowers, I had to think of the word, returning Sunflowers, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. Messages for Cancer, please, Spirit. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. Let's do one more. Comfort, confirmation, or clarity, whatever Cancer needs at this time. Let's give it to them. Bottom of the deck, six of Cups. Okay, I'm already starting to stutter, so the messages, they're already coming in. All right. Sometimes I think, or most of the time I think a lot faster than I can speak, and I channel messages a lot faster than I can speak. So once I start stuttering, you know it's some good stuff coming through. So Six of Cups. Six of Cups, Lord, is an energy of nostalgia, the past. It can also indicate soulmate energy, past life love, or past love life energy. We got the Judgment card, the Death card, Temperance, and the Ten of Chalices. We have the Sorceress, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Strength card, and the Seven of Swords, with the Moon as the overall energy. All right, let's clarify the Moon. Why is the Moon here? Why is the Moon here as the overall energy for Cancer? Princess of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. With the Princess of Swords at the bottom of the deck, we have all of these swords, okay? All of these swords in significant places tells me that there's something happening in your mental space, okay? Because swords deal with communication. They deal with thought. They deal with the mental space and mental capacity. I do feel like you feel like, I don't know, burdened by a dream, okay? I know that that doesn't sound like it makes sense to be burdened by something that's supposed to be like a goal, an end goal. But what I mean is like there's some way that you saw your life represented here by this Ten of Cups. It might have involved the partner that you're currently with, somebody that you've separated yourself from, or just this idea of the vision that you have for yourself for the future, being in this happy relationship, having this happy life, a good career, children, pets, whatever the vision of the future that you had set for yourself. And I feel like you almost feel like now that that's like a prison. You feel like you aren't going to be able to live the life that you desire and also have that vision. I don't know if maybe you've realized recently that you're not yet willing to sacrifice your dreams, your goals, your ambition to be someone's partner, or to like bring a family into the world, or to have any more greater responsibility than you already have. You've been manifesting some sort of transition, some sort of change, some sort of major end to a chapter that has significant and special meaning to you. But with that ending, with the ending of that chapter comes the ending of this dream. It's like this bubble that existed in your life forever, and that encapsulated everything you ever thought you would want and everything that you thought you would end up doing and being and seeing. And this vision of your life was developed when you were maybe really young, maybe even in your childhood, right? And it's almost like in order for you to move from this space right now, from the end of this chapter into the beginning of the next one, is you have to pop that bubble. And you have to acknowledge that now it's time to dream new dreams. And maybe the dreams that you had then weren't necessarily reflective of who you actually are as a person. A lot of the times we can be socialized or conditioned to believe that our future is supposed to look a certain way. I'm supposed to have this by 30. I'm supposed to be married by 25. I'm supposed to have my third kid by 33. Like we always have these like unrealistic and like these standards for ourselves that don't even come from anything. Maybe from watching other people's lives or, you know, believing everything that you see in movies and television. But I do feel like you've realized you've grown past that idea of your life having to look a certain way by a certain time. And you've also understood that there are certain responsibilities that are attached to the dream that you had before that you're not willing to fulfill right now. It's like it's not really necessarily a part of your overall goals or a part of the bigger plan that you have for your life to be entertaining this Ten of Cups energy. And now you see it almost like a prison. Like if I continue committing myself to this, right, then I'm missing out on all the other things that life has to offer me. And I'm missing out on all of this incredible healing that could be happening for me just by letting that go. The fact that you've acknowledged that is absolutely incredible. You have a very high level of self-awareness, and I applaud you for that. Now, you don't need to think yourselves out of situations that do add value to your life. But I just feel like this cherished dream that you may have had, or this vision that you have for yourself or your life or your future, that you developed a long time ago when maybe you were a different person who didn't truly understand the nature of the power that you have. It's almost like being told, okay, you have $100 that you can spend. You can buy anything you want in this store, right? And so you start to come up with a plan, you start to make a budget. And then all of a sudden somebody triples your money and moves you to a different store. And now all of the things that were on your list that you were going to buy at the old store, you can't buy anymore. Now you have so much more money, or you can buy those things, but now you have so much more money you can choose from lots of other different things. It's like you're evolving, and your capacity and the level at which you can perform, the level at which you harness your power is also evolving. You're becoming stronger and more control, and you realize that this dream belonged to somebody who thought that you had to live or be or do a certain way in order to be loved and accepted in our society, or in the society in which you grew up, because I don't know if we grew up in the same society. But it's just like understanding that and healing from the place where you felt bound to live up to some certain expectation, and now acknowledging that you have so many more choices to make, so many more experiences to have, so much more freedom to enjoy, okay, as a result of you not choosing to bind yourself to that old vision. Okay, let's clarify the sorceress energy, because I want to know what it is that you're trying to call into being. The first card out we got is the Nine of Cups. That's a card of total fulfillment, emotional fulfillment of self. It doesn't rely on anyone else or any other thing in order for it to come into being. But what's interesting with this Nine of Chalices is that there's a baby here, and that baby signifies to me, this can be a card of pregnancy. I'm not reading in that way right now at all. If you are, congratulations, but it doesn't have anything to do with this reading necessarily. But I see this baby as a new project, a new dream, a new career, a new profession, a new creative outlet, some sort of medium that you're working through now. I see that baby being this baby is very young, and it's being held, and it still needs to be nurtured in order for it to grow. And that's why you're choosing to end this chapter, because there's something that exists within you, whether it's come to life, whether it's been born, whether it's just in the beginning stages and learning how to walk, right? You are in a position where all of your energy is going into this one thing, and you want this one thing to grow, to prosper, to become, maybe your legacy, or what you continue building for a lifetime. It's almost like all the skills and the gifts that you have are now being poured into this little baby, whatever this little baby represents to you, right? Then we also have the Devil card in the world at the bottom of the deck. This is Capricorn energy. This is talking about being a slave to something, whether it's being a slave to capitalism, being a slave to the traditional ideas of getting married and having children, being a slave to traditional values. It's like anything that you feel like is trying to snatch your freedom away from you. That's honestly what I feel. It's like you don't want to have to be a slave to anything. You don't want to have to depend on anything outside of you. You only want to focus on that which enhances your creativity or your sense of emotional fulfillment. You no longer want to live in a realm or in a world where everything around you is so intangible or so planned out for you and now you have all of these intangible goals that you have to work towards, even if your heart's not in it, even if you're not feeling it, even if you don't want it, even if you don't want to do it. You're still, that's kind of how I feel. I feel like there's a fear here that you won't get what you want out of life unless you create it and unless you do it. That's fair enough, and you're not wrong. You might also have workaholic tendencies because you want to get to the end goal faster. You might feel like, if I work 24 hours a day, right? Not literally, but if I work 24 hours a day as opposed to working 12-hour days, then I'll get there, I'll reach my goal a lot faster, right? I don't want to encourage you to do anything that's going to have you burning out and have you second guessing and questioning yourself and your future. So if you have workaholic tendencies, if you go through phases, if you're neurodivergent and you like tend to go through phases where you're super into this thing, super into this thing, and then all of a sudden you're not into it anymore, that's kind of where I see you right now. Other than that, I just see this being reflective of a reflective of a fear that you might have about being controlled and not being in control. Okay, let's do the Seven of Swords. We're going to clarify that energy. Seven of Swords. There is kind of this vibe coming off of here, like I got to get them before they get me. I don't know what that is. We also have the Seven of Cups. I got to get them before they get me. It's almost like learning how the game is played so you can break the rules. And I feel like it's like realizing that there are so many options and opportunities available to you. All you have to do is apply yourself, be consistent, be structured, be disciplined. This is the key, right? This is the unlock, especially for a lot of people who are naturally artistic, naturally creative, or naturally lean into their feminine energy. Sometimes it is hard to create discipline and structure within your own lives. Sometimes it's hard to be consistent because you want to be so in tune with the flow of things. You don't want to be so scheduled and have things timed out and always have, and that might be a big thing for you as far as like capitalism or having to work a 9 to 5 is having to be on somebody else's time. There's something here about structures being rigid and that's difficult for you. But I think now you're figuring out a way to be focused, to be structured and disciplined in your own life that works for you. Because, and maybe it would be helpful to adopt the mindset that, hey, if I was willing to do this for them, if I was willing to wake up every day and show up for them and be on time and do my best work most days, right? Then I can do that for myself too. I think that's you understanding. You might be like, that baby might represent opening or starting a business. It might represent something entrepreneurial for you or selling some crafts that you make or something like that. Something that really connects to your sense of fulfillment that you feel might also give other people a sense of fulfillment. And I just feel like you are now approaching this from a way like, if I don't take advantage of the moment and take control of my own life right now, when I have so many options available to me, then maybe I won't have another opportunity to do that. I will say that it's never too late, but there's no time like the present. You know what I'm saying? I totally admire this energy that is coming through here. But I want to clarify this Eight of Swords to see what it is that like is associated with this mental prison. Eight of Swords. Yeah, Prince of Pentacles and the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. There's something here about never having the opportunity to try something new or to throw your hat in the ring of something that you don't even have any experience in. It's almost like just really wanting to put yourself out there, but understanding that if you were to let's do the Ten of Chalices as well, because I want to see what's associated with this vision. Like, what is this Ten of Chalices representing for Cancer? I just feel like you just feel like you won't have any other opportunities, or that there won't be any new opportunities for you if you continue to conform to this idea of what you're supposed to have or who you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to do. Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Ten of Chalices with the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's like that would be practical for you, and I think you're kind of abandoning the practical, the logical, what's supposed to make sense for you, because you know that you probably could, Hermit, coming out with the 10, you know that you probably could go that route, right? Go the expected route, because it's not like you don't have enough intelligence. It's not like you don't have the skills. It's not like you don't know what you're doing in that realm or on that side of things, to where if you needed to go back to school you couldn't, or it's a lot that plays into this. But I think what I'm trying to say right now is that you don't have a shortage of talents, gifts, skills, or power. You understand that if you chose to go down this route of like what you're supposed to be doing, or this vision that you held for yourself, for your life, for your future, all this time, that it would work out for you in a practical sense. But you might end up suppressing a lot of what makes you you. You might end up suppressing a lot of the things that you feel like now's the time to express. Now's the time to share with the world. Now's the time to build on, to create with. All of these wonderful energies that you have circling inside you. I just feel like the dream that you used to have for your life would have kept you boxed in. At least that's how you feel about it. It would have kept you boxed in and suppressed and becoming a more, like a smaller, more compressed version of yourself over time, as opposed to you going out there, living out loud, choosing your own path, honoring your own destiny, and living your life for yourself outside of those dreams. It's still okay to hold that dream inside of you, but it's also okay for you to acknowledge that that dream is not what's going to work for you right now. Even if later you feel like it might work out for you, even if it's something that you decide that you want to build for or build towards later, that's totally fine. But right now, I just see you doing what's best for you, moving how you want to move, and taking advantage of all the opportunities that you have kind of laid out at your feet right now. This is what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening. Like and share and all that stuff, and I will see you next time.